New, live, and local, and every weekday from 8 to 9 a.m. This is the show talking about what you want to know, what you need to know, and part of Wolf Boom Radio's mission to use our voice to build our community. The all-new Delaware County Today, presented by Muncie Community Schools. Now on WMUN, the Talk of Muncie. Here's your host, Director of News Operations and lead morning anchor, Steve Lindell.
Here's what people aren't talking about. Weather getting better ahead at 8:30 this morning. Reminder to me, don't say video game. Curling connection to ECI. That's at 8:21. Sister Sherry is the champion. And the Pacers did not have a good day yesterday here on WMUN. Hi, hello, and good morning once again from our video studio here inside the campus of Wolf Boom Radio on the south side of Muncie, Indiana. Let's get directly to the weather guy. He was seen on a gas station filling pump yesterday. I'll tell that story in a moment. He, of course, is WMUN's Paul Poteet.
Good morning. That snow that you saw yesterday morning, that could be it. Till Saturday, it looks like. Some snow mixed with rain by Saturday late into Sunday of next weekend. That's the next big weather maker. So the biggest story this morning is how little will happen this week. Partly sunny today with a high of 33. More clouds tonight, low 27. And for tomorrow, partly to mostly sunny and 42 is what we're shooting for. Tuesday night's low 27 and then partly to mostly cloudy on Wednesday. Back to cooler numbers, but still up to 34. 32 on Thursday, mostly cloudy, partly sunny, 34 on Friday. And temps get to 39 Saturday, 40 on Sunday. Again, with some rain and snow Saturday night and Sunday. Next week, it looks like every day at least 40. That's WMUN Muncie weather. And now back to Steve.
All right, let's get the snow out of here soon, maybe. Paul Poteet, here's the gas pump story. Our friend George Bremer, who is the voice of half of the team that's on Oldies 101 from Wolf Boom Radio in Anderson-Madison County. Right now, live show there for Anderson-Madison County. They're announcing something very special today, by the way, to help the community. We'll cover that in our local news summary, too. Anywho, George was getting gas somewhere, and at the fill-in station, my words, not his, one of those video things was on the pump in front of him, and it was none other than Paul Poteet, standing there in a suit, I think, and he was doing the weather, because, that's what he does. So that's a big deal. He's a big deal, and he's our big deal. Now let's get on to our local news summary. These stories and more airing on all of our stations in East Central Indiana. And now for you right here on WMUN.
A 29-13 win for the Seattle Seahawks over the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 60. And Seattle's defense, which was nicknamed the Dark Side, was the difference as the Seahawks hoist the Lombardi Trophy for the second time in franchise history. Greg Thompson, Fox News.
Friday morning's Amber Alert was canceled around 9:45 a.m. when the 2-year-old was found safe. Later that day, WNDU-TV reported that suspect Dwayne Clemens was taken into custody, being held Friday evening in the Stark County Jail on a parole violation. See more about this story on our local news page today. Quoting from the principal, leaving school during the instructional day without prior parental consent is not permitted under our student and family handbook, unquote. That's from Muncie Central High School principal Chris Walker in a Thursday message to families after they heard plans of a planned student protest during Friday's school day. Andy Klotz, MCS Chief Communications Officer, said in a release, quoting, "For the relatively small number of students who participated in the demonstration, we're glad they expressed themselves peacefully and we're even happier everyone went home safely," unquote. You can run, but you can't hide, even if you hop on a plane to Egypt.
That's exactly what a Noblesville man did. In late January this year, the FBI brought Jafar Abdi back to Indiana to face charges for a shooting in Fishers back in 2023. Fishers police say Abdi shot a man during an armed robbery. Police said Friday that Abdi is now in the Hamilton County Jail and was charged with attempted murder and criminal recklessness, among other things. Jake McDaniel, Network Indiana.
Delta advanced 5 wrestlers out of the Jay County Regional Saturday. Cowan and Yorktown each send 4. Cowan boasts 1 regional champion. West Del had 2 advance, including 1 regional champ. Burris sent 1. Alexandria advanced 6 out of the Pendleton Heights Regional on Saturday. Pendleton Heights sent 4 wrestlers to next week's semi-state. Frankton and Elwood advanced 2 each, and Lapel had 1 qualifier. The family of fallen Delaware County Deputy Blake Reynolds is filing a wrongful death lawsuit.
The lawsuit, filed by Reynolds' widow, Allison, is claiming the 2 semi-truck drivers and the companies they drive for who were involved in the fatal November crash in Delaware County were negligent in several ways. The complaint claims the stranded truck driver, who Corporal Reynolds was helping on I-69, did not take the proper precautions to warn others on the road about the situation. The driver of the other semi is accused of being fatigued and distracted. Jarrett Lewis, Network Indiana.
The Seattle Seahawks' last Super Bowl championship in the 2013 season was led by one of the more iconic defenses the NFL has seen. 12 years later, they have some company. A New England offense that scored the second most points in the league was held to just 13. Greg Thompson, Fox News.
Monroe Central wins the Class 1A girls basketball sectional championship at Union City. Connorsville denied the defending champion Delta Eagles the 3A 24 championship. 3 Madison County schools, Pendleton Heights, Alexandria, and Lapel, also won sectional championships. We all seem to get them, and bet you're tired of getting scam calls. Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita says he has a message for you.
My office has led the way in catching and holding accountable these criminal perpetrators.
But he also reminds you that the law can only go so far, so he recommends that you go to the website donotcall.gov to register your number on the Do Not Call list and don't answer calls from numbers that you don't recognize. John Herrick, Network Indiana.
Noblesville schools facing a multi-million-dollar budget deficit.
And so they're announcing staffing cuts. I'm Jarrett Lewis. The district says the 2026 budget shortfall is because of a declining student population caused by lower birth rates and a higher cost of housing in the city. They also attribute inflation and the new property tax bill signed last year as factors in the deficit. Jarrett Lewis, Network Indiana.
Ball State men's volleyball started conference play going 2-0 against Queens. Their record now 10-1. Home again this Thursday and Friday. It's been a winter to remember so far, and Wolf Boom Radio's Anderson Journal morning show on Oldies 101 is asking for your help with the winter warm-up presented by Ivy Tech Community College Anderson. Starting today until February 20, we're collecting new and gently used coats for donation to the Anderson Christian Center. There are how to give instructions on our local news page right now. If you're a Kid Rock fan, go ahead and mark your calendar. Jake McDaniel has the story.
The Freedom 250 Tour is stopping in Noblesville on June 19th. Kid Rock is celebrating America's 250th birthday at Ruoff Music Center, and he's bringing country star John Party along for the show. With 30 million records sold around the world, he's touring to support his latest album, Bad Reputation. You can grab tickets starting Friday the 13th. Jake McDaniel, Network Indiana.
The Madison County Council of Governments, City of Anderson, and NDOT will hold a public workshop on the Uniting Scatterfield Corridor Plan. You can learn about that plan, ask questions, and share your input on the future of the corridor tomorrow evening from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Anderson Public Library in the Chief Anderson Room on the 3rd floor. Brett Busby, Wolf Boom Radio News.
Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday food events this week from Second Harvest Food Bank. Tailgate distributions include Marion's 5 Points Mall tomorrow and the new location for the Muncie event now, the Delaware County Fairgrounds, starting Wednesday. All the events start 10 a.m., weather permitting. People are still talking about last week when the Pacers made a trade right before the deadline. John Herrick has this.
The Pacers got Ivica Zubac and Kobe Brown from the Los Angeles Clippers in exchange for Benedict Mathurin and Isaiah Jackson. John Herrick, Network Indiana.
Wolf Boom Sports Director Kurt Darling's perspective on WMUN from Friday morning.
It's an awful lot, but the Pacers needed a center, and they needed a good center, and they're getting one with Zubats.
And we always have more local every day on our free wolfboomnews.com. And we have some more to cover now, live on WMUN from our studio location on the south side of Muncie. You can see, settling into the secondary air chair, Lucius Connor. He is getting ready for his bottom of hour appearance. He doesn't even have his headphones on. He doesn't have to. We don't want to mess up the hair any earlier than we need to. Now, let's get on to our next item here. Let's get a little snapshot of your day today.
It's February 9th, and this is your Fox Deli Snapshot. Today is National Pizza Day, so get your za on and put your favorite toppings on your pie. Did you know over 3 billion pizzas are sold each year in the U.S., 4 billion if you include frozen pies. Also on this day, in 1895, the sport of mintonette was invented by William G. Morgan in Massachusetts. The game continues to be played around the world by its more common name, volleyball. The Beatles made their debut in The Ed Sullivan Show in 1964. It was viewed by nearly 74 million people. In 1971, pitcher Leroy Satchel Paige became the first Negro League player to be inducted into baseball's Hall of Fame. Born on this day, singer-songwriter Carole King in 1942. Actor Joe Pesci, born in 1943. Former Mets outfielder and leadoff hitter, the One Dog, Mookie Wilson, born in 1952. I'm CJ Papa. That's your Fox Daily Snapshot.
On WMUN, News Talk, Sports Talk, Community Talk, I said a note to myself when I started the program this morning, and I'll read it verbatim. I wrote it down. Don't say video game. That is for my guest, bottom of hour. He gets a little surly. You'll get it in just a second. Stand by. We're having some fun. Life's too stressy, isn't it? I mean, let's have some fun, why don't we? Let's look at this now. 1 week from today, there is a free event in Muncie and many locations too, and it's about this subject.
This is House Call for Health. February is National Children's Dental Health Month, so how about a joke for the kids first? What's a dentist's favorite time? 2:30. Haha. The American Dental Association says this month is to promote the benefits of good oral health and that it should be more than a month. It should be every day. One poster on their website shows a young boy brushing his teeth and saying, "Brushing fights cavities, bruh." He says he brushes his teeth twice a day with a fluoride toothpaste to keep his smile strong. Not brushing enough can lead to a lot of problems, both short and long term, like cavities and tooth decay, gum disease, even bad breath, in addition to the potential social consequences of all of that, which can lead to lower self-esteem, even bullying. For more dental resources, you can go to mouthhealthy.org, or for more health news, go to foxnewshealth.com. House Call for Health. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
On WMUN from our video studio, where we have a previous episode of this program playing on the humongous Fire TV at the end of the hallway here. I'm a little distracted because it was Go Red Day that day for heart health, and I was wearing red because, you know, I read the notes and I read the memos and I pay attention, or I try to, anywho. And that color is just very, very vivid on that huge screen, and it's a little distracting to me. Plus, I'm a dude. I'm easily distracted. So there's that. I can't see my screen that shows my listeners from far and wide, but I can tell you that I am almost 100% certain that Mama in Minnesota and Roger are listening, because they always do. Sister Sherry is just bored, so she gets up at the crack of dawn in the Portland, Oregon area every day to listen to her brother. She's very excited because she is the champion. We had a little pick'em challenge in the family. No money exchanged hands. We didn't need to have interstate licensing agreements put together. Nothing like that was necessary. But she was the champion. She picked that Seattle team to win it all. Nobody else did in the group. So we have to try and find out some way, somehow, to, and Nancy's already talking about it. My beautiful wife's already thinking about what we can do aside from sending a cute little meme, because everybody does that, right? You send a little text and a little meme or something. That's okay, but we're thinking about something substantive, perhaps some sort of a trophy. Maybe that big leg lamp from that Christmas movie. Now I think I'm on to something. Anyway, next item this morning that people are talking about. This happened last week.
Securing America.
Fox News was there exclusively in the middle of the night as FBI agents walked a frail Zubair al-Bakush down the stairs into a waiting ambulance. Authorities say he's one of the men behind the September 11th, 2012 attack on the U.S. diplomatic compound in Benghazi, Libya. The brazen attack killed 4 Americans, including Ambassador Christopher Stevens. In addition to Stevens, U.S. government personnel Tyrone Woods, Glenn Doherty, and Sean Smith were also killed. U.S. Attorney Janine Pirro.
I spoke with Sean Smith's mother, who I've known for years and have communicated with for years. I spoke with Tyrone Woods' widow, Dr. Dorothy Woods. I spoke with Ambassador Chris Stevens' family, as well as Glenn Doherty's brother, Greg.
If convicted, al-Bakush could face the death penalty. In Washington, David Spunt, Fox News.
Just got a very nice compliment from Lucius Connor. Perhaps he'll say it on the radio at the bottom of the hour, or he might just keep it to himself. That's okay, too. I have an exclusive piece of information to share with our listeners and with Lucius. He's coming up in about 10 minutes, bottom of hour. It is in our next segment, which is just a couple of minutes away, from the Did You Know department, and we're in the midst of all the Olympic furor and excitement and so on and so forth. Did you know there is a curling connection to East Central Indiana? It's a true story, and you're going to hear about that coming next here on Delaware County Today from WMUN.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This President's Day, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Ben Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G coverage. What? Franklin wasn't even a president. Hang on to those Benjamins. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, to switch to an American wireless company that's truly unprecedented. Pure.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-2013. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-2013 or biglou.com.
Want to hear more? Replays uploaded daily on WMUNmuncie.com. Now back to Delaware County Today with Steve Lindell, presented by Muncie Community Schools.
As our video watchers see the big studio here on the south side of Muncie, Indiana, USA, you see my guest, Lucius Connor. He is waving now, right on command. Will be coming in just a couple of minutes. Now, as promised, there is a curling connection to East Central Indiana. There is a curling club in Anderson, Indiana. And our George Bremer from Oldies 101 and the Anderson Journal radio show, which is on live right now at the same time in Anderson, Madison County, talked to this guest. Hear all about it right now on WMUN.
We have a special guest to talk about not just the Winter Olympics, but curling in particular here in Anderson. The Circle City Curling Club calls this home, and we are joined now by President Jim Puckering. And Jim, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, my pleasure.
I know that we had, I think, your vice president on earlier late last year, and we talked a little bit about the history of the club and stuff. But can you give us a quick refresher, just how the Circle City Curling Club ended up here in Anderson, of all places?
Yeah, sure. We're called Circle City because originally the club started in 2007 in downtown Indianapolis, playing in the Pan Am Place hockey or ice rinks, which no longer exist. But for many years we moved around from hockey rink to hockey rink, trying to find ice to play on, and always with the goal of getting our own dedicated facility. And following a pretty extensive search, looking for available real estate that was both the right dimensions and affordable, we came upon our location in Anderson on West 53rd Street. And in late 2022, we were able to open our own dedicated facility there. And it was a bit of a gamble on our part because most of our membership was resided closer to Indianapolis. But we took the gamble that they'd follow us out, and also the gamble that more local people in the Anderson area would also be attracted to us. And so far, it's worked out very well.
Talking this morning with Jim Puckering, the president of the Circle City Curling Club. One of the things I learned from that previous interview that really stuck with me is that you cannot do curling on hockey ice. At least that's not the ideal way. You need more of a rougher surface. They put some water droplets down first, correct? And they need a rougher surface so the stone will move?
That's correct. That's correct. We call it pebbles, but it's water droplets that give the ice a textured surface. And that allows a 42-pound stone to move fairly easily on the ice because there's really very little stone to ice contact. Because of that, the biggest drawback of playing on hockey ice or non-curling ice is that the resurfacing process that they use causes a lot of ridges on the ice, which you don't notice if you're skating, but it's very noticeable if you're trying to throw a curling stone accurately.
Talking this morning with Jim Puckering, the president of the Circle City Curling Club. So, how excited are you and how excited is the club about the fact that this sport's going to be in front of so many people, so many eyeballs here over the next few weeks?
Yeah, very excited. As a matter of fact, curling is, if you look at viewership during the Olympics, curling is right at the top of the list of attracting people's attention.
When's the last time the U.S. medaled in curling?
That's a good question. The big breakthrough came in 2018 when Team Schuster won the gold medal in, I believe it was in South Korea. And that was just a huge boost to curling in the USA.
Talking this morning with Jim Puckering, the president of the Circle City Curling Club, based right here in Anderson on 53rd Street. Every 4 years, do you see an uptick here in interest in the club as people start to rediscover curling and as it takes over their televisions during the Olympics?
Yeah, tremendously. Our website, the traffic on our website probably quadruples or more during an Olympic cycle. We try to take advantage of that, but yes, it's really tremendous. One of the biggest challenges we face is having people actually know that we exist. When I talk to people in the community, the typical response I get is, "What? We have curling here?" And so, as much as we try to raise our profile, it's always a challenge. Certainly, the Olympics, the fact USA Curling airs spots during the Olympics that highlight links to local clubs that people can follow, and that helps drive traffic to us. And so it's hard to overstate the importance of the exposure we get nationally during the Olympics.
Talking this morning with Jim Puckering, the president of the Circle City Curling Club.
And George Bremer talking at the end there, host of our Oldies 101 morning show in Anderson, Madison County called the Anderson Journal Show. Coming up in a moment, it is not curling. It is not video game either. I will explain with my guest in a moment on WMUN.
Business and economic development drives the 765. That's why WMUN News Radio created the website and the weekly radio show called 765businessjournal.com, Mondays from 9 to 9:30 a.m. Hosted by longtime Muncie resident and former broadcaster Lefay Pagese. Sponsored by IU Health, Town of Yorktown, MIPS, Ivy Tech Community College Muncie, Minnetrista, YMCA of Muncie. If you have tips or questions about business and economic development, email WMUN@woofboom.com. That's WMUN@woofboom.com. You can also call and leave a voice message at 289-6397.
Hey, it's Jonas Knox. Need to scale your workforce for a peak season? Express Employment Professionals offers contract staffing so you can scale with ease and maintain productivity. Get started at expresspros.com. When it comes to hiring, it's about people, and that's where Express Employment Professionals comes in. Express experts connect you to qualified candidates matching skills to your business needs. Hire differently with Express. Visit expresspros.com to find your local office. That's expresspros.com. Express Employment Professionals, building your workforce, supporting your success.
Hey, it's Cavino and Rich. Have you ever wiped with a piece of dry, single-ply toilet paper and wondered, is this as good as it gets? Well, it's not. It gets a lot better thanks to the wet, extra-large cleaning power of Dude Wipes. They comfortably clean up whatever TP leaves behind for no more maintenance wipes. Make the trade of the season and switch from TP and start experiencing the confident clean of Dude Wipes. Available at Amazon and at major retailers nationwide. Dude Wipes. Best clean, pants down.
Hey, it's Jonas Knox, and Redfin is giving away $1 million home in an epic, never-been-done-before scavenger hunt on the Redfin app. It's called Redfin's Great American Home Search, presented by Rocket, and it kicked off today. The house is hidden in Redfin and Rocket's big game commercial, so watch it closely. Download or update the Redfin app to play. Solve the clues first to win. You've got until February 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time to find your new home.
No purchase necessary. 50 U.S. D.C. must be age of majority. Visit thegreatamericanhomesearch.com for official rules.
Want to hear more? Replays uploaded daily on WMUNmuncie.com. Now back to Delaware County Today with Steve Lindell, presented by Muncie Community School.
As we now put on our TV smiles, and I do encourage Lucius Connor to do the same thing because the camp... Oh, stop that. No, cranky. You can't do that. Come on. This is Monday morning. There's a bit of fun in the air as we move into a brand new work and school week, and we get to talk about something pretty cool from sponsor Viking Realty, the D20 Dungeon in Muncie, in the basement, in the dungeon of your building there on Tillotson.
It has to be in the basement, otherwise it's not D&D.
Well, of course. I mean, it wouldn't make sense otherwise. So we start here always at the start. What is it? What is it all about? Who's welcome to attend? And how fun is it?
Well, first of all, everybody's welcome to attend. So the D20 Dungeon is a gaming venue turned hobby shop. Mm-hmm. We've got our online store set up. We're actually in the process of opening a retail store. It's going to be in the exact same location. But we are a gaming venue that is a fully immersive gaming venue where you can come play Dungeons & Dragons, tabletop games, TTRPGs, trading cards, whatever really suits your fancy. We're a place you can come, play, have a great time, and be immersed in the world around you.
And being immersed in the world around you in that setting, I think, can be very health conscious thing mentally, if not in all sorts of ways. In a world that is far too stressy, far too many moments of the day, you can kind of just get away from it all right there, which I think is fantastic.
I think it's really cool. As a matter of fact, some DMs might disagree with you in that they get to just create their own stress inside the dungeon, but it's a lot more fun when you get to leave. So.
You're using acronyms. You said DMs. I think you meant Dungeon Master.
I mean Dungeon Master, yeah.
Hey, I'm getting this down. We've talked about it a couple of times on the radio, and you know full well that I am not versed in the lingo. I did mistakenly say the last time we had you in to talk about this, I said the words video game, and you frowned on that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what is a better way to phrase it?
Here we go. A TTRPG, which is a tabletop role-playing game. Okay, it is a game of the imagination. Okay. It is a structure of the imagination for people to play with one another.
And it's there's a lot of acronyms.
There's a lot of acronyms in life, Steve. I mean, we've got acronyms for everything.
Yeah, let's not go into some of those because some of those acronyms are not allowed to be said on the radio. We're with Lucius Connor here, our friend from D20 Dungeon in Muncie. It is in the basement, in the dungeon of the place that houses Viking Realty. So how do they take part in this? Do they call? Do they stop by? Or what's the system like?
I always encourage people to stop by. We're located at 2501 North Wheeling Avenue, directly next to Pizza Hut. I always encourage people to stop by if they want to see the dungeon, do a walkthrough, understand what we do a little clearer. You can take a virtual tour online at d20dungeon.net. You can just call, text anytime to have questions answered. But we really do encourage people to stop by because it is a real sight to behold, and photos and video just don't do it justice. And if you can't find us, there's a 7-foot red D20 dice on our roof. You can't miss it.
As I, for our video viewers here, switch the screen, you can see the really cool interactive website that they have. The web address is, please?
It's d20dungeon.net.
Okay. And you can actually take like a virtual tour of the place. You can click on those things that you're looking at now if you're watching the video replay, but it's better in person. What if it's a novice like me? Am I okay to show up, or is that okay?
Absolutely. We actually run beginner sessions for individuals who want to learn how to play, who want to play just maybe one time, people who want to play in recurring campaigns. We have a full range. We've even started the Young Adventurers League on Wednesdays, where now we have two full groups of children who like to play D&D in the area.
Really?
Yeah.
Growing?
Yes. Every single month, we're growing larger and larger. We're getting more activities. I think we are almost at 100% capacity. We're going to have to open a second one here soon.
Whoa, wait a second. That's breaking news. Where's the breaking news button on
Put the banner
I got banners and buttons all over the place here. So you might be opening a second location. That's how well this is going.
We need to open a second room. We're actually very excited to announce that we are going to be working on a very similar room to the dungeon, but for Warhammer.
Wait a second. Hold on. Now we're off into a whole different area. What's Warhammer?
Warhammer is it's another tabletop game. It's more strategy, dice rolling, kind of war type game.
Okay.
Where you're embarking on battles across the universe against different galactic races, and it's more dice, more danger than D&D is.
Oh, well, that's a good selling point right there. We got to get that on the radio. Ooh, we just did. I'm Steve Lindell. He's Lucius Connor, and this is WMUN's Delaware County Today. I looked it up on AI before I got here, so it has to be true. The space includes dynamic lighting, integrated sound, and visuals to enhance immersion, plus tables and areas for food and drinks. Do I have that somewhat correct there from AI?
You do, and despite all of AI's flaws, that is fairly accurate. We do have immersive lighting. We do the environment is set up on a control panel for you to be able to control your environment 100%. You get to control the color of the lighting, the brightness. the ambient sound, the music, and the sound system down there will really just, it sinks you into what you're doing.
You know, there was a football game yesterday. Did you consider putting the game on the big screens in the dungeon? Is that a possibility, or is it not wired in that fashion?
It's absolutely wired in that fashion. Unfortunately, we were invited to perform at the Super Bowl, but they were afraid that, we were going to overshadow the game.
Perform? You? The dungeon masters.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it. I thought you were going to do a song or something. You were invited to perform, so I was off on a tangent there.
I don't know that I could have outdone the show, unfortunately. I can't dance nearly as well.
I can't dance whatsoever. Players and locals, again, to the AI notes, describe it, D20, the dungeon in Muncie, which is fantastic, as a very welcoming and imaginative place. That's a hard word to say fast.
Yep.
With people fascinated by the themed interior, cobblestone stairs, tavern feel, torches, etc., and the overall escape into fantasy experience that it offers. This sounds fantastic, but it's almost, the words don't do it justice.
It does not. I think every single time someone calls me, they're excited to go down there, and I get to meet them at the door, and one of my favorite things nonstop is watching people's reaction when they take those first few steps and they descend into the dungeon. They stop at the bottom of the stairs, almost like it's mandatory, and they just are in awe of what they see. And I just sit there and just tear up and gush the whole time because I'm just so happy that we were able to provide a place that people really do enjoy going to that much.
It is a way to escape and to have some fun right in Muncie, Indiana, USA. It is the D20 Dungeon in Muncie. Tell them how to find out more, how to book a time, or really maybe just have a tour and see it firsthand, Lucius.
You can do everything online at d20dungeon.net. You can stop by at any time for a personal tour. You can call or text. The phone number is on the website. We have a Facebook page. You can find me on TikTok. I'm in way too many places, Steve.
It's impossible.
We've tried to make it as easy as we could.
You can't be in too many places. You've got to be wherever the people and the folks need to be aware and consume you. You're doing just that.
It's true.
Well done. Always appreciate your sponsorship and your input into our community with your couple of businesses. You probably have more that we haven't even talked about yet, business-wise.
It's a secret, Steve.
It's a secret. See, I don't keep secrets. Well, Lucius Connor is our guest, sponsored segment here from WMUN. With more coming in a moment, this is Delaware County Today on WMUN.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. Last week's announcement of the launch of Amplify Bloomington was billed as a transformational moment for the region. CEO John Fernandez said on Inside Indiana Business Television that the broader goal is to promote business and talent attraction and growing the city's population.
We've lost a lot of population in that 25 to 50-year-old demographic. So part of what we're trying to do with this kind of innovation and entrepreneurship-driven strategy is to grow those opportunities so that we can keep talent here.
Part of that effort, Fernandez said, is to boost the Bloomington brand nationally. The Board of Trustees for Purdue Global on Friday announced the appointment of Eva Nodine as the school's new CEO. Nodine has served as the school's chief financial officer and chief operating officer since May 2024 and has been part of the greater Purdue University ecosystem for more than a decade. This is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress, from the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, invest in connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures. Visit elevateventures.com.
Serving Indiana means being ready for growing energy demands. At Duke Energy, we're adding more power to the grid and working on hundreds of local projects to make your energy more reliable. We've strengthened nearly 20,000 poles, updated more than 270 substations, and prevented hundreds of thousands of outage hours with self-healing grid technology, so your power can come back on faster than ever. That's the smarter energy future Indiana deserves. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
Hi, this is Pete Dahl with Sheriff Goslin Roofing. Winter is hard on all of us, but it's especially hard on the outside of your home. Extreme temperatures are really tough on an aging roof, and Sheriff Goslin is here to help. Remember, we can work with your insurance company, and if needed, of course, we offer financing for those who qualify. So if you need Sheriff Goslin Roofing, remember to call Pete Dahl, y'all.
Quality work since 1906. Sheriff Goslin Roofing. WorryFreeRoof.com.
Every hour of every day, Fox News Radio is there with the latest breaking news and information you rely on.
This is a Fox News Alert.
I'm Lisa Brady.
I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
With Fox News correspondents around the globe.
At the White House, Simon Owen in London.
On Capitol Hill, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The news that matters most to you. The top headlines, all in one place. America is listening to Fox News Radio.
Updates hourly on the Talk of Muncie, the new WMUN. Live, weekdays from 8 to 9 a.m. with replays later. This is the daily Delaware County Today with Steve Lindell.
That is none other than Tom Campbell, the official voice of WMUN and Delaware County Today. 8:45, our weather is looking better. If you missed Paul Poteet earlier this hour talking about what's happening, we should get like 33 degrees today. And then the temperature while you're sleeping will fall, but then while you're sleeping, it'll go up. And by tomorrow morning, it'll be 36 degrees, which is a little better. I see some 40s in sight, and I don't see any brutal, bitter cold coming anytime soon. For our video listeners, you're looking at the big wall of camera on the far end of our video studio, which is the newest part of Wolf Boom Radio and the campus of our stations here on the south side of Muncie, Indiana, USA. Let's get to next item here, highlighting this technology advancement that a couple made to stay safe in their home.
Celebrating Black History Month.
Whenever you enter that code to turn off your alarm system or check the video on your doorbell camera, here's a name to remember: Marie Van Britton Brown. A nurse by trade, odd hours and coming home late at night in Queens, New York in the early 60s could be dangerous. So she and her electrician husband, Albert Brown, came up with a system that used peepholes, cameras, monitors, and a voice system to talk to the person outside. If the person was not a threat, the door could be unlocked remotely. But if that person could be a threat, the push of a button could alert police without the potential intruder knowing it. The Browns filed for a patent in August 1966. 3 years later, in December 1969, the patent was granted, giving Marie Van Britton Brown the credit. Now, when you take a look at the system that keeps your home secure, remember, a black nurse in Queens made the concept a reality. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
That's cool. The story behind the story. WMUN's Delaware County Today with news updates right around the top of the hour, every day, weekdays and weekends, because news happens all the time. We try to track all of it for you. Coming up top of our weekly program live from our main studio for WMUN, Lethea Pegues will host the 765businessjournal.com radio show. And guest this morning is from the Anderson area and some economic development type news within the 765. That is coming up from 9 to 9:30 this morning. Then at 9:30, it's the weekly show called All Kinds of People. And that will be Dr. Joe Mashevitz, the host and the award-winning Hall of Fame broadcaster. The Indiana Broadcasters Hall of Fame gave him that very deserved award. And his guest this morning is Ed Knatzer. Ed is a multi-talented entrepreneur in the Muncie area. He has traveled and he has come back a long time ago to reside in his hometown. He's got some great stories to share, and you'll hear all about it at 9:30 this morning. If you ever miss any of those programs, you can always get them on the replay of our website, WMUNmuncie.com, WMUNmuncie.com, part of the Woof Boom Radio Group. If you're looking at the video replay, you are inside our big video studio, the newest innovation and technology that we have added in another way to serve and also to use our voice and our faces, I guess, to build and connect your community. We do that here for you from the building that is on campus, just adjacent to the main building that so many of you drive around and past on the main road there. We're in the same place we have been for a long, long time, and proudly here to serve you with radio and video. Radio, of course, is the original social media. I'm Steve Lindell. Let's get to another D.C. type story, tanking a vote. That is explained by Chad.
I'm Chad Pergram with the Speaker's Lobby. What was for decades a simple procedural vote on what's called the rule, allowing the House to begin debate on a bill, is emerging as high drama. The regular occurrence now is when a handful of holdouts threaten to tank the procedural vote, blocking the House from even starting debate. 5-minute votes stretch to 20, 25, or even 45-minute votes as House Republican leaders try to find members who either haven't cast their ballots or are voting no. Some of this is because of the historical thin margin in the House. That gives some Republicans agency to buck their party and threaten to blow up matters unless they get what they want. They need their vote. Mid-vote squabbles and last-minute maneuverings have become frequent scenes this Congress during the rule votes, and that's probably going to be the case for the rest of the year. For decades, both parties, depending on if they were in the majority, expected their side to vote in favor of the procedural rule. Defections were rare. This has contributed to slumping congressional productivity. Fewer than 70 bills became law last year. With the Speaker's Lobby, Chad Pergram, Fox News.
MUN, News Talk, Sports Talk, Community Talk. We're the talk radio of Muncie, the home of Ball State Basketball 2, presented by Pride Mark Construction. Part of our schedule this week includes, let me get that schedule out right here. A Tuesday game, the Ball State women's 6 o'clock airtime on that one. Wednesday, the Ball State men play. That is a 6:30 airtime. And we have some plans for some high school fun and coverage on the radio and the video from Woof Boom Radio and our great staff of video team members, as well as the radio. Kurt Darling, our sports director, and so many others involved with doing tremendous coverage to use our voice to build and connect our schools, too, from an athletic perspective. This is WMUN's Delaware County Today. I am looking at the text coming from Sister Sherry. Sister says, no, thank you, on the leg lamp, LOL, referring earlier this hour to my idea that that might be the gift, the major award that she could have from winning the championship of the NFL postseason. We did that just as a family thing to try and stay connected and stay together. And Sherry is the champion. The thought just occurred to me. Now, if you listen to this program for more than a minute, you're thinking, oh no, this is when Steve says the darndest things. The thought just occurred to me that the guest that we had on earlier this hour about the Anderson Curling Club, his name is Jim Puckering. While I full well know that it's not hockey, it is on ice, though, I find it just a little bit ironic that a guy that is that into curling has a last name that has at least part of his last name with a puck built into it. I don't know. That was a stretch, I know. It's Monday. Cut me some slack, okay? All right, final item we have on our run list today. To Georgia we go with Fox's Janice Dean from the 2019 archives.
The Dean's List with Janice Dean.
Two co-workers from Georgia who did an incredible thing for each other's spouses makes today's Dean's List. Tia Wimbush and Susan Ellis worked at the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta for over a decade and were in the same department for 5 years. A mutual friend realized they both had something in common. Both of their husbands were struggling with kidney failure. One day they confided to each other about their husband's disease. The two started talking about what blood type each of their husbands had and realized they could both be potential matches for each other's husbands. And guess what? They were both a match. The four were able to undergo transplant surgeries all on the same day. Tia and Susan say they hope sharing their story inspires others to open up because you just never know who you'll match up with. The two women say they skipped friendship and became family in a heartbeat. Janice Dean, Fox News.
All right, Janice, always great to hear your voice. Hopefully you are getting better quickly. She has been on away getting better duty for a little while now. We've heard no updates from Fox News Radio, but as soon as we are able to share anything, we certainly will do that, and we hope it is good news coming soon. All right, that'll do it for today's program, WMUN's Delaware County Today. I'm going to get out of the way. We'll take a quick break. We'll switch studios, and we will bring in Lethea Pegues, hosting the weekly 765businessjournal.com radio show, part of our Monday talk block here on WMUN. For my producer, Jackson Jacoby, Steve Lindell back again tomorrow morning on WMUN.
Feel better with the right mattress. Mattress Firm Sleep experts will match you with a supportive